What has Democrats done for black people in
will
America?
Tell you.
Give me policy and give me a reason why
I will tell you.
A person like me would vote for the Democrats at the current state that they're in now.
Right. Why is there such an enormous wealth disparity if other people are being discriminated against?
Why is there a wealth disparity between Asians and whites?
What do you
White people, Asian people make tremendous amount more money than white people on average
because of the relationship that the United States has.
And why
with
do
China.
black people? But why do black people, immigrants who come over here, are more educated? They have less crime. All of these statistical data points that immigrants who come over here do better, black immigrants, than black citizens here.
They don't have the history of oppression in this country that we have.
But what does that tell you? It's not about color, it's about decisions.
No, it is about color when it comes to black people in America.
No, a black person can come over here from a foreign country and be very successful and race that are higher than black citizens.
Those differences are why.
We've had people try it, review it, and the feedback has been absolutely amazing. Whether you choose guilty or not guilty, you're getting a premium bourbon with flavor, style, and a brand that stands out. Not Guilty has the smooth sweetness people love, and Guilty brings the bold, classic bourbon character. All you gotta do is go to verdictbourbon.com, plead your age, and face the verdict for yourself. You must be 21 and older. Please drink responsibly. I want the gentleman in the green shirt.
All right. Do you have a claim?
Yes, I do.
All right.
All right, good to see you again.
Yes.
So, Officer Tatum, why have you chosen Travanti?
Well, because I think he's acting in good faith. Seemed like an educated guy. We had a spirited debate, and I felt like it was fair. And so I had plenty of people I would like to finish the conversation with, but I think this would be the best one.
My surrounded claim is black people do not support Democrats because of welfare.
Well, hey, I think we agree on that in part. I don't think black people's support of the Democrat Party is just because of welfare. I think it's because of manipulation. You have not seen a single group of people disproportionately voting for one party in almost the history of this country like black people have, which I think is a shame, and it's the reason why the black community is devastated the way it is. Because when you sell your soul to one party, they don't have to do anything for you, and they haven't done anything for black people. And then once you sell to one side, the other side don't have a vested interest in doing anything to support you because they'll never get your support anyway. I would argue, and my whole premise with this is I'm hopeful that black people will begin to consider their own self-interests when they vote outside of party line.
So I would like to say it is not a shame. It actually proves that black people are smarter than conservatives give them credit for. Because the fact of the matter is black people, well, let me ask you this. What year did blacks begin voting en masse for the Democratic Party? Do you know?
It began in the 30s and 40s.
You're right. Okay, so it began in 1930.
Began, not as prolific as it is today, but it began there.
So originally, African Americans voted for the Republican Party squarely because of the legislative efforts of Abraham Lincoln and the radical Republicans in Congress. They continued to vote for them right up until the New Deal. The reason why things shifted is because after the radical Republicans left Congress, the Republican Party stepped back and allowed the Confederacy to make a comeback in the form of the Ku Klux Klan.
The Ku Klux Klan was a Democrat military arm of the Democrat Party.
What happened.
No, you got to be very clear.
No, I'll be clear.
That there was the Democrats.
I will be clear.
Against Republicans.
The federal government allowed the Ku Klux Klan to stop black people from voting.
Democrats.
Stop them from owning homes. Stop them from social mobility that was upwards.
Democrat government.
No. It was Republicans too.
No, it was not. It was not Republicans.
Listen. There was a spate of Republican presidencies after Lincoln was assassinated, okay? And guess what? That was when the Klan became stronger and stronger and stronger. And so the talking point that they would always repeat is, we freed you, now pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But what they didn't realize is that you cannot pull yourself up by your bootstraps when you are being terrorized through racial violence by the Ku Klux Klan.
Democrat Party.
And so guess what? One of the things that...
Why don't you acknowledge that it was the Democrat Party?
One of the things that Martin Luther King advocated for was the federal government stepping in, and he wrote about this in Striving Toward Freedom.
What's his problem?
He said that they needed to intervene in local situations because local governments were not protecting blacks from racial violence. No.
Democrats.
Now, let me say,
the Republican Party was established to combat the Democrat Party from their proliferation of racism, slavery.
No.
100%.
Slavery, yes.
Slavery, yes.
No, but not racism.
Later, racism and discrimination against blacks. The Ku Klux Klan was established as the military arm of the Democrat Party.
No.
Democrats did not unanimously vote for the right for blacks to be free, to have citizenship, and to vote. The Democrats did not. Republicans unanimously voted for that. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're talking about.
Can you answer that?
You're talking about the 1860s. After that,
I'm talking
they did nothing.
The Republican Party.
They did absolutely
has
nothing.
Been the
Now
party
let me
that
give you
championed
this.
blacks.
So, during.
But why don't you address that?
What part?
That the Republican Party unanimously voted.
During the 1860s.
And the Republican Party unanimously voted for the Civil Rights Act.
After
the Civil Rights Act, unanimous by Republicans, not Democrats.
Yeah, because of the efforts of LBJ.
Okay, we have 5 minutes. What has Democrats done for black people
I
in
will
America?
tell you.
Give me policy and give me a reason why
I will tell you.
a person like me would vote for the Democrats at the current state that they're in now.
Right, I'll give you
You got to
two.
explain. We can't do a whole
I know.
theological thing.
I will give you
I need you to answer that. I got 5 minutes.
I will give you two.
4 now.
So number one was underneath Roosevelt. The number...
We can't go through this.
No.
Give me the policy position now that I should go for.
Guess what?
We're going to do a whole history lesson.
No,
we run out of time.
underneath Donald Trump's... Donald Trump placed 3 Supreme Court justices on the Supreme Court, and they overturned affirmative action in terms of schools. That was created
because it's not necessary for us to continue in affirmative action.
It is 100%
It is not
necessary.
This is what holds black people down.
No, that's not true.
We have the opportunity
that's not true.
to work and do things on our own merit.
No, that is
we
not
do not
true.
need
I'm going to tell you
discrimination
something. I'm going to tell you
for
something.
us to be successful
that's
in this country.
Not discrimination.
We are starting to now
that is
discriminate
reversing
against
discrimination.
Others.
No, we're not.
We are starting to discriminate against
then
others.
Why is there such an enormous wealth disparity if other people are being discriminated against?
Why is there a wealth disparity between Asians and whites?
What do you
white people? Asian people make tremendous amount more money than white people on average
because of the relationship that the United States has.
And why
with
do
China.
black people? But why do black people, immigrants who come over here, are more educated? They have less crime. All of these statistical data points that immigrants who come over here do better, black immigrants, than black citizens here.
They don't have the history of oppression in this country that we have.
But what does that tell you? That tells you
It tells you that the thing that is most offensive to white liberals, to white conservatives, is the descendants of those slaves, foundational black Americans, whatever you kind, actually experiencing social mobility.
But let me explain this to you. This is my point being proven. It's not about color, it's about decisions.
No, it is about color when it comes to black people in America.
No, a black person can come over here from a foreign country
No,
and be very
that's
successful
not true.
and race that are higher than
That's
black
not true.
citizens here.
Those differences are wildly exaggerated.
It's not wildly exaggerated, it is a
Yes,
fact.
they are.
Because there's no policy in place
not
right now
true.
that will stop you from doing anything that white people can do.
What do
Name
you
one.
actually believe that systemic racism is?
You're saying there's systems in place, or there's a continuation of either systems, policies that are in place that are disenfranchising black people. Name one of them.
So let me explain.
Name one. We got to make it quick.
We've already named a number. We've named
what policy stopped you from being successful?
I haven't been stopped from being successful.
Why?
Well, if you look at the data,
hold on. Let me stop you real quick. We'll get to that.
Right.
No, I just want to do a quick poll. Raise your hand if there's white supremacy have stopped you from being successful in America. No, I'm talking about right now.
Yes, keep it personal.
Some of you can see, others cannot. I have a scar on my knee, on my leg. I was impacted by the healthcare system not supporting black women when my leg was broke in 2 places. I was on blood thinners. I couldn't have Tylenol because I'm allergic to Tylenol. Couldn't have Advil. They wanted to give me opiums, and I refused. I told them I did not want that. I told them I struggle with morphine. Do you have anything else to please provide me? And they refused. They only gave me the opiates. And they told me that I had to just go with whatever. Only to hear from a black doctor 2 weeks later that I could have just had a muscle relaxer. Those doctors actively chose not to do their research to find a better way for me to go through less pain. They decided they wanted me to experience pain from a broken leg. You wanted me to raw dog all that pain on nothing. On nothing.
Okay, so I used to work as an assistant manager at the mall, and I had a white manager, right? there was a huge discrepancy in the count of sales of the hats inside the store. And because I was, for whatever reason, right, the target, they hired trained law enforcement to come and interrogate me under the pretense of first, like, hey, like, how are you doing? Like, how's your money troubles? How's this? How's that? Just to essentially lock me into a story where I was committing this retail fraud, right? They had at least 40 hours of store footage of me working my shifts where there wasn't a single instance of me stealing anything. But because I'm the only dark-skinned black person working in the store, they had someone try to come and frame me for a crime, essentially.
I'm currently getting my MBA from Berkeley Haas, and as a result of Trump's policies removing DEI and such, my scholarship was removed. And this has caused, in addition to his new policies, is caused a cap on the loans. I'm currently financially struggling because I have to figure out how I'm going to pay for my next year's school.
Basically, when I was younger, there was an officer at our school who would always kind of interrogate me every day. I never said anything because, unfortunately, what can you say when you're black and alone? You kind of got to go with it and just go about your day. And the officer was never disciplined.
Financial racism. I'm a first generation person to go to college out of my family. I had to fill out the FAFSA. I was specifically disproportionately targeted for predatory loans. I got into 3 colleges. The only college that offered full scholarship, which is an HBCU, the State College, University of South Carolina, specifically targeted me with multiple loans instead of offering scholarships. Later, when I started working, because I was low income, so I had to continue to make money and also go to college, I had to take on those predatory loans, which then put me behind after I graduated as far as being able to accomplish the next level. Specifically, if you take a look at the way that they finance the loans inside of the United States of America, it's disproportionately black people have these loans where white people get specific grants, even though if you look at the actual transcripts and the testing, they're very, very parallel.
I'd just like to say that the idea of us having to explain racism to a black man is absurd. That's all I got.
Okay.
I have experienced discrimination. The reason I responded no to your question was if it held me back. No, it didn't hold me back because I fought against the discrimination, but I was discriminated against when I was looking for housing, when I was trying to get my master's degree. One guy even told me it's not because you're black. When I saw a bunch of white people, he did not want to give me housing. I was also targeted by the police on multiple occasions. And then 2 weeks after Donald Trump became president, I was on my lunch break at my job and a white guy drove past me and yelled white power. He was emboldened because of Trump's rhetoric, and that I've been called the N-word just walking on the street multiple times by white people who feel emboldened by Trump's rhetoric. And so I have struggled against difficult odds, but it hasn't stopped me because there's something inside of me that is determined to succeed, and it's because I want to help people. I want to be that person that I did not have. And so black people have striven against nearly insurmountable odds. That does not mean that there is not systemic racism.
So I actually wasn't going to respond at first because just like he said, I don't think that it held me back, but I actually had a full EEOC claim that I got fired based off of my race. And it took me years to get like my back pay and everything like that. And the basis is that there was like a discrepancy for like $35. And they tried to compare that to somebody at the same job who had did something for like 3,000 plus. And they tried to put us in the same basket when I just took the 35 out of my wallet and tried to be like, oh, like it was a mistake. They fired me for that. But then on top of that, I came to find out from my coworkers that they had said things like, you know, they needed to staff the store based off of the demographics of the city, and that there were too many black people working in there, that it was like driving down the consumerism. So at the end of the day, it didn't prevent me from being great. Like I was gonna be great regardless, you feel me? So that wasn't why I wanted to speak up, but it happens, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not bad to say. I don't, you know, I'm gonna just stop because I see bro tripping, so we good. Honest to God truth, I have never experienced systemic racism or anything. Or racism. I've experienced a person say something racist to me, but it has no material effect on my life. It didn't stop me from doing nothing. This person called me the N-word while I was a cop, and I don't think it hurt me for 35 tenths of a second. So I have never had anything racist, systematically, that have prevented me from becoming as successful as I am today. Not one thing. Now, can I respond to what everybody's saying? I think that when I listen to everybody's statement, there is no unequivocal proof that what happened to you was specifically because of the color of your skin. And we are talking about systemic. We're not talking about one-offs. You guys are giving a scenario. No. What I'm saying is that the occurrence that you're alluding to seems to be a one-off thing. It's not systemic. It's not a system in place. There's no
Okay, all right,
evidence.
Officer Tatum, I'm gonna have to stop you all. Santana, I'm gonna have to stop you all here because that's all we have time for. We've tried something new, all right, so but we are out of time now.